May you live in interesting times is an English expression that is claimed to be a translation of a traditional Chinese curse. The expression is ironic. Interesting times are usually times of trouble. Greetings, lovely people, and welcome to more unprecedented times. And it feels like a long time ago that I spoke about, well, anything really. I'm never on this channel anymore, but this is just crazy, and I wanted to talk about it. So, first off, obviously, you can tell by my accent, I'm not American. I am not directly, impacted or affected by these events, but they are still highly interesting to me, and I just want to discuss it. So, if you are a little behind and you haven't got it from the thumbnail and what I assume is the title of this video, Donald John Trump, which I only found out literally a few hours ago, which I don't know how I didn't know that was what the J stood for, but anyway, has been found guilty of 34 felonies. 34. That is all 34 felonies that he was accused of relating to falsifying business records. This is all prior to him becoming president. This is insane and, of course, very unprecedented. There's been a lot of discussion around that, so I'm not going to go into too much detail on it, as well as the fact I will be linking a few articles, or at least one, because I've been reading one. But yeah, I'll leave a few sources in the description below, so check those out if you want more detail on everything. But yeah, 34 felonies relating to the falsifying of business records, and this is absolutely insane to think about, especially when you really put it into perspective. This is the first former president to be convicted of a felony in US history. That is ridiculous to say out loud. This is truly unprecedented in the most literal sense of the word. This is something that has never happened. We don't actually have any sort of, plan to follow when it comes to these sorts of things happening, which is just honestly insane to think about. And, the fact that Trump was even being indicted on these things, or, was being brought into court over these charges, was already, ridiculous, and already, something that was shocking to many people. But the fact that he's actually been found guilty, and this is, of course, in New York, and with a ridiculously narrowed down jury. This is a jury that they spent months whittling down to actually find people that weren't biased against the former US president. And I honestly cannot believe what is happening. So, just a few other notes beside that. So, obviously, first former president, but also the first presidential nominee convicted of a felony, as he is currently not even the front runner, he is the nominee for the Conservatives, for the, I don't remember what they're even called. The Republicans? The Republicans. Yeah, he is the nominee for the next election, which is in just a few months, which is, in and of itself, terrifying. The fact that the options right now are Donald J. Trump and Joseph Robinette Biden. Yeah, I'm happy I don't have to be part of that, because that is ridiculous, and I have enough of my own issues. I may be doing a video in the future about Rishi's plan for conscription, but we'll get into that another time. Yeah, right now we are entering an election cycle, or rather, have already entered an election cycle and are about to have an election in the US where it is two very old, arguably mentally not quite there individuals, one of which is currently funding a genocide while in office, whilst the other has just been found guilty of 34 felonies. And if the worst case scenario, and I say that loosely because both cases, but whoever wins this, everyone loses. But in the worst case scenario where Trump actually wins, he will be the first sitting president in US history to have been convicted of a felony. And I'm sure plenty of you will probably be thinking, well, if he becomes president, he can, make that all go away. He can just kind of undo it. And I'm scared that is probably true. Any of the other various lawsuits and, criminal trials and stuff like that he's currently involved in are probably going to disappear if he becomes president. And so are these felonies. And that is really, really scary to think about. And at the end of the day, when it comes to these felonies, none of them bring with them jail time. It's all fines and stuff like that, which, is what it is. It'd be really funny, in my opinion, if Trump did actually go to jail, but I feel like that would actually cause a lot of political unrest that I'm just not prepared to witness. We've already gone over, 4 years ago now, the events of the Capitol riot. I would hate to see what would happen if Trump actually went to jail. That is terrifying to think about, but yeah, this is truly just an exceptionally unprecedented time, and it's something that I did not think was actually going to happen. I think, honestly, in my previous video talking about, I think it was actually about the indictment, I was pretty certain that Trump was never going to see justice for anything he's ever done. And so far, he has been found liable in the Carroll case, and now he's been convicted of 34 felonies. And oh boy, that is something that I did not expect to ever happen. And I don't really know how to feel about it. Obviously, with, myself not existing, not living in the US, it's harder for me to really see the impact of it all. But based on some of the footage I've seen, some of the reporting that I've seen from both sides, it is creating political bedlam. And honestly, I'm here for it. It is insanity of the highest level, and I'm just interested to see what happens with the other trials that Trump is currently part of. I'm not excited necessarily, but very interested in what's going to happen with those. Right now, we're already seeing, hordes of, MAGA individuals, pro-Trump supporters that are, ranting to whoever will listen about how it was a rigged trial and this, that, and the other. And, even down to the fact that Trump himself called himself innocent when he came out of the trial in which he was found guilty. It just... This is incredible. It's a ridiculous time to be alive, and the reason why I, read the Wikipedia article for that proverb at the start of the video is because it really does encapsulate the times right now. These are unprecedented times. They are very interesting times, but that isn't, a positive. It's truly, and proven more and more every day, a curse to live in interesting times. But yeah, that is what I had to say about this whole situation. So there we go. There we have it. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you did like it. Subscribe if you're new and ring the bell so you never miss upload. Otherwise, comment thoughts and feelings. Try to keep it civil, of course. Obviously, I have my political leanings. I'm sure you do as well. Just because we potentially disagree doesn't mean we have to argue. We can just have constructive discussion. And I hope we do keep it like that. And as for anyone who, is seeing this video, has been a subscriber for a while, and is suddenly seeing me back, I recently did a Fast Track Thoughts video, which kind of insinuated that I was coming back. I don't know if this channel is going to really come back in any sort of way, but I hope it does. I'd like to make more content on here. Expect some Doctor Who content in the near future. I'm very late to all of that stuff, but that is going to be coming in the form of Fast Track Thoughts. And as I kind of said in the middle of this video, I may be talking about Rishi's and the Conservative Party's plans for UK conscription, because that stuff is ridiculous to me. If I don't make those videos, I don't make them, but, that's currently in the books. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!